Unbelievable, Obafimi eliminates Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble 2026. Obafimi just made wrestling history and nobody can believe it. The young, relatively unknown powerhouse from NXT just accomplished something that nobody in their right mind thought was possible. He eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble match. The Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, the man who conquered The Undertaker's streak, the former UFC heavyweight champion, was thrown over the top rope by Obafimi in one of the most shocking, stunning, and absolutely unbelievable moments in Royal Rumble history. I am sitting here with my jaw on the floor because what just happened isn't just a wrestling moment, it's a career-defining achievement that has completely changed everything we thought we knew about Obafimi and the power hierarchy in WWE. Stay until the very end because what I'm about to break down about this elimination, the implications for Oba's career, and why this moment could be the beginning of something truly legendary will absolutely blow your mind. Let me paint the picture of exactly how this happened because every single detail matters and the sequence of events was absolutely breathtaking. The Royal Rumble match was in its final stages, bodies everywhere, the ring clearing out as we approached the final participants. Brock Lesnar had been absolutely dominating since his entry, throwing people out like ragdolls, looking unstoppable, looking like the inevitable winner. Brock was standing in the ring with that terrifying confidence, that primal intensity, that look that says, nobody can stop me. And then there was Obafimi. The NXT North American champion had been in the match since an early number, which made his eventual elimination of Lesnar even more impressive. Oba had already survived over 20 minutes of Royal Rumble chaos. He'd eliminated multiple superstars. He'd shown incredible endurance, taking punishment from everyone, fighting back with raw determination and stunning athleticism. The man was tired, clearly exhausted, but still fighting with everything he had. The setup for the elimination was perfect. Brock was working over another competitor on the ropes, completely focused on tossing them out. Oba was recovering in the corner, chest heaving, sweat pouring down his face, clearly running on pure adrenaline and willpower. And then something switched in Oba's eyes. You could see the moment he decided, this is it. This is my moment. Oba charged across the ring with incredible speed for someone his size. 300 pounds of muscle and determination flying across that squared circle. Brock turned just in time to see Oba coming, managed to brace himself. But here's the thing, Oba didn't go for a standard wrestling move. He went lower than anyone expected, driving his shoulder into Brock's midsection with everything he had. The impact was absolutely devastating. Brock actually got lifted off his feet, and I cannot stress enough how rare that is. This is a man who weighs over 280 pounds. Most people don't even get him to stagger. But Oba's power, combined with the sheer momentum and desperation behind that hit, sent Brock stumbling backward toward the ropes. Here's where the miracle happened. Brock was on the ropes, off balance, and Oba saw his opportunity with perfect timing. The NXT star grabbed Brock around the waist, lifted him with an incredible display of raw strength, and pushed with every ounce of energy his body had left. Brock went up, went over, and his feet hit the floor. The referee's hand went down immediately, both feet touching the mat. Brock Lesnar was eliminated. The announcer's voice confirmed what thousands of people in the arena were absolutely refusing to believe. Brock Lesnar has been eliminated by Obafimi. The explosion of sound in that arena was unlike anything we've heard at a Royal Rumble in years. Can we talk about the seconds immediately following the elimination? The ring cameras captured everything in glorious detail. Oba was standing at the ropes, hands on his knees, chest heaving, looking at where Brock had just gone over with an expression of pure disbelief. Even Oodles couldn't quite process what he'd just accomplished. And then it hit him. The realization that Obafimi, just eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar's reaction on the outside was equally incredible to watch. The Beast incarnate sat on the floor, staring up at the ring, his face showing an emotion we rarely see from him, genuine shock. Brock looked confused, looked at his own hands like he couldn't understand how this happened, and then slowly stood up and walked to the back with his head down. Seeing Brock Lesnar leave looking defeated is one of the rarest sights in all of wrestling. Here's what makes this elimination so historically significant: Brock Lesnar barely gets eliminated by anyone in Royal Rumble matches. His eliminations are always major moments. He typically eliminates dozens of people and only goes out to the very last competitor in epic fashion. But Obafimi, a developmental talent who's been on the main roster for barely any time, just dumped him over the top rope. That's not just impressive, that's groundbreaking. Social media completely exploded after this moment. Hashtag Oba eliminates Lesnar trend worldwide within 30 seconds. People were sharing videos, creating highlight clips, posting reactions showing absolute disbelief. Even non-wrestling fans who stumbled across the clips were stunned by what they saw. Brock Lesnar being eliminated by someone most casual fans had never heard of was massive news. Let's examine the physical requirements of what Oba accomplished because they're absolutely staggering. Lifting Brock Lesnar at all requires extraordinary strength. Lifting him and getting him over the top rope requires even more. Oba was already exhausted from being in the match for over 20 minutes. The combination of fatigue, pressure, and the sheer physical demand means Obafimi just demonstrated he might be the strongest man in WWE right now. Can we address the storyline implications because they go so far beyond just one elimination? Obafimi just put himself on the wrestling world's map in the most dramatic way possible. Before this moment, Oba was a talented NXT prospect that casual fans probably couldn't have identified. Now, he's the guy who eliminated Brock Lesnar. That's instant credibility, instant recognition, instant superstar status. The crowd's reaction during and after the elimination tells you everything about how special this moment was. The audience went from relative silence to absolute pandemonium. People who had been focused on other parts of the match suddenly had their attention captured. The arena was rocking with cheers for Oba, chanting his name, celebrating like he'd won the entire Royal Rumble. That kind of organic crowd response cannot be manufactured. Here's what makes Oba's achievement even more impressive: he wasn't helped. There was no interference, no distraction, no other competitors ganging up on Brock. This was a one-on-one elimination. Obafimi, using his own strength, his own speed, his own courage, eliminated the most dominant man in WWE history. That's pure, unfiltered greatness. Let's talk about Brock Lesnar's response to this elimination because his reaction actually elevates Oba even further. Brock didn't blame the referee, didn't blame other competitors, didn't make excuses. He acknowledged what happened and walked to the back with his head held high despite the defeat. That's the sign of a true professional who respects the sport. By not diminishing Oba's accomplishment, Brock actually cemented its significance. The post-Rumble segment showed WWE management watching footage of the elimination over and over. Reports indicate that producers were absolutely buzzing about how to capitalize on this moment. This wasn't just a great Royal Rumble moment, this was a career-changing development that WWE needs to build upon immediately or risk wasting an incredible opportunity. Can we address what this means for Oba's future in WWE? Before the Royal Rumble, Oba was probably headed for a gradual main roster push, work some television matches, build credibility, eventually challenge for a mid-card title. But now, everything has changed. Oba just earned instant main event credibility. WWE should be booking him against top stars immediately because his elimination of Brock demands that level of competition. Here's what absolutely excites me about Oba's future: he just showed he can hang with the best. Eliminating Brock wasn't just about strength, it required timing, courage, and mental toughness. Those are qualities that can't be taught, they're innate. Oba has something special, and the Royal Rumble just showed the entire world exactly what that is. The merchandise implications are also absolutely massive. Within hours of the elimination, Obafimi merchandise was selling at unprecedented levels. Custom shirts saying "I eliminated Brock Lesnar" were being created by fans. WWE's official Oba merchandise needs to be prioritized because this is a golden moment to capitalize on. Let's examine the historical context of great Royal Rumble eliminations because Oba's achievement deserves that comparison. Rey Mysterio winning from number 2. Shawn Michaels' incredible performances. Stone Cold's miraculous comebacks. These are legendary moments, and Obafimi eliminating Brock Lesnar belongs in that conversation. It's not just a great moment, it's potentially one of the top Royal Rumble moments in the event's entire history. Can we talk about what Oba was thinking in that moment? The split-second decision to charge at Brock, the commitment required to attempt a lift on someone that size, the perfect execution under pressure, all of that required mental clarity that most people simply don't have. Obafimi showed championship-caliber mental toughness at the biggest event of his career. Here's the deeper significance of this moment: it represents exactly what fans have been demanding from WWE. They want young talent to be given opportunities to shine. They want moments of genuine surprise. They want the Royal Rumble to feel unpredictable. And Obafimi eliminating Brock delivered all of that in one spectacular moment. This is what Royal Rumble should be about. The training and preparation that went into Oba being physically capable of this elimination deserves recognition. WWE's Performance Center has been working with Oba for years, developing his body, his skills, his understanding of professional wrestling. This moment is proof that the system works when talent is developed properly and given opportunities to succeed. Let's address the Brock Lesnar revenge narrative because it's absolutely inevitable. Brock Lesnar is not the type to accept this kind of defeat without seeking retribution. The Beast Incarnate is going to come for Obafimi, and when that collision happens, it's going to be one of the most anticipated matches in WWE. The seeds for an incredible feud were just planted in the Royal Rumble. Here's what I find fascinating about this elimination: it actually makes Brock Lesnar more compelling as a character. Being eliminated by a young powerhouse makes Brock look human rather than invincible. It creates vulnerability in his character that actually makes him more interesting. Roman can eliminate legends cleanly, but Brock being stopped by raw power from a younger talent creates a different dynamic. The commentary during the elimination was perfect. The announcers' reactions, the shock, the excitement, the immediate recognition that something historic had just happened, captured the moment beautifully. The audio paired with the visual of Brock going over those ropes created television that will be replayed for years. Can we examine what other performers in the Royal Rumble thought watching this happen? Multiple superstars have reportedly expressed genuine awe at Oba's accomplishment. Wrestling legends on social media were praising the moment. The unanimous response from the wrestling community shows that everyone recognized the significance of what happened. Here's my prediction for what happens next. WWE is going to fast-track Oba's main roster push. He's going to be featured prominently on Raw or SmackDown within weeks. The Brock Lesnar elimination gives him instant credibility that most young talents spend years trying to build. If WWE capitalizes properly, Obafimi could be a main event star by WrestleMania. The psychological impact this elimination has on Oba's self-belief cannot be overstated. Achieving something everyone said was impossible, doing it on the biggest stage, proving to yourself and the world that you belong, that kind of confidence boost is invaluable for a young career. Oba now knows he can compete at the highest level. So here's what I need from everyone watching. Drop a comment sharing your reaction when Oba eliminated Brock Lesnar. Were you shocked? Were you screaming? Were you on the edge of your seat? Tell me if you think this is Oba's career-defining moment. Share this video because if you haven't seen this elimination yet, you're missing one of the greatest Royal Rumble moments ever. Smash that like button if Obafimi just became your new favorite wrestler. And subscribe to Wrestling News CC because we're going to cover every single development in Oba's career as he capitalizes on this legendary Royal Rumble moment. Obafimi eliminated Brock Lesnar, shocked the entire world, and proved that anything is possible in professional wrestling. Sound off in the comments right now and tell me your reaction to this unbelievable moment. This is Wrestling News CC, and I'll see you in the next one.